I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
Everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Beaumont, Texas. City I've been to a couple of times before. And when I came here, surprisingly, I did not do a video on Big Bopper. I did one on someone else when I was here. Doing something a little different this time. I'm going to be taking you to the graves of the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson, Ritchie Valens, and Buddy Holly, all in one video. They're all buried in various places. February 3rd, 1959, them along with Roger Peterson, the pilot of the plane, lost their lives in a plane crash in Clear Lake, Iowa. Now that is a video I've done. I've been to that location, and it's one of my favorite videos I've ever done. I think it's one of the best videos I've ever done. Modesty. Me personally, I think it's one of the better ones I've done. I know I've done a lot of clunkers. I'll put a link to that one below where I get more into the crash, what happened. Big Bopper is buried here in Beaumont. It's where he's from. He was a singer, DJ, songwriter, excuse me. And he was actually buried originally somewhere else in the cemetery. I'm going to try to find that, roughly that area. But his body has been moved to this location. That was about 17 years ago. It was 1959 when he passed away. The day the music died. Let's go take a look at the final resting place of the Big Bopper. It's a huge cemetery. It's on the outskirts kind of Beaumont. And, oh man. Sorry, I got distracted by a young gentleman's grave here. 16 years old. Yeah, seeing things like that. It's never like to see that. So they've got a monument here. So he's buried in this location now because, as you can see all around me, there are above ground graves. Where he was originally was only flat headstones, and that's all they allowed in that area. So his family wanted to do something better for him, which was something like this. So he's moved to an area where this was possible. And he's right here to our right, actually. Now, to me, it looks like it's the same headstone from before. I don't know. But I think it's a new one. I believe it is a new one. I'm going to read this to you, give you a little bit of info on his life. And like I said, getting into the death of Big Bopper, there's an interesting story about his grave that I'm going to tell you as well. But I'm going to put a link below because I did a very extensive video about the plane crash and the last couple of days of the three artists that passed away that day. Giles Perry J.P. Richardson, October 24th, 1930. We're talking about his parents. He was born in Sabine Pass. 26 miles southeast. Okay. The family moved to Beaumont when he was 6. Okay, so he's 6 years old. I thought he was born here. As a teenager, he began writing songs with country and western influences. Following graduation from Beaumont High School in 1947, he attended Lamar College, which I just passed. Wow. I bet it looks a lot different from when JP went, because I was like, wow, that's a beautiful school. I drove past the athletic department and stadium, I guess it was a stadium. It really looked nice. He attended Lamar College, where he sang in the choir or played in the band. He also became a disc jockey for radio station KTRM. It was there he developed his Big Bopper character, and his musical style shifted toward rockabilly, combining country and western with rock and roll. He served 2 years in the Army, but returned to radio work in Beaumont. And as a DJ in 1957, Richardson raised money for charity by spinning records continuously for more than 122 hours. Wow. Around the same time, a Mercury Records executive, Shelby Singleton, signed him to a contract, and the Big Bopper went on tour along the East Coast. His recording, Chantilly Lace, and a pretty face, a ponytail, hanging down. You know the song. Hello, baby. I'm sorry, Mr. Richardson. It's the best I could do. But you know the song I'm talking about. It's a great song. It was on the top of the charts for 6 weeks in 1958 and earned him a gold record after being listed among the top 100 for 25 weeks. At the age of 28, married with 2 children, he joined a group of young musicians on another national tour. Tragically, a winter dance tour, right? Tragically, on February 3rd, 1959, their plane crashed in Iowa, killing him and fellow artists Buddy Holly and Ritchie Valens. Let's not forget the pilot. It's not right here. Richardson's body was returned here for burial. In addition to the 21 songs, only 21 songs he records as Big Bopper, he wrote many more, including Running Bear and White Lightning, made popular by other singers. He is remembered for his musical talent, as well as his larger-than-life persona as the Big Bopper. And here he is, in loving memory. Just let me see something here. Giles P. Richardson, Jr., the Big Bopper, October 24th, 1930 to February 3rd, 1959. I've got some musical notes. They've got a microphone for the DJ part. Wow. Gentleman right over there, gone to play ball. So, the Big Bopper right here. With this, right in the back, right in the very back of the cemetery. Now, why was he moved? Well, I said, because it was only flat stones allowed in the area where he was. This is 2007. So there's this monument erected for him. I think it's just a little baby. One. Rest in peace, Juan. Can't even tell when that was. Can't even read it. His body was exhumed. His son was in attendance. Some cemetery workers. Medical examiner. A few other people. So what they did was they raised the casket. Here's a picture of the casket. They took it from the ground, took it to a building on the cemetery property, and there were rumors going around after the plane crash that there was a gun found. Buddy Holly had a gun, and then something nefarious possibly happened on the plane. There were other rumors that because of the distance where Big Bopper was found from the plane crash, that he had initially survived and crawled away. So none of this was, so the son wanted to prove that this was not the case, or see if it was the case. He wanted a proper autopsy done. Now what they did was they did something called an x-ray autopsy, which is basically they take x-rays of the entire body and use the photographs, use the x-rays to do the autopsy. When they opened the casket, this isn't scary at all or gross because I know I'm talking about an exhumed body. He was actually preserved very well. Water had not seeped into the casket. The casket was made of metal, I believe, steel. And his son looked at him, and his son was born after the death of Big Bopper. So he had never seen his father. So this is the first time he's seen his father. That's a strange way. But his friend was there, and I know that his friend was there for the raising of the casket, but left before they opened it. But the people that were in attendance said, aside from obvious, he was smaller, because you're going to lose body mass and fluids. He was perfectly embalmed. Whoever embalmed him did an incredible job, because he was very recognizable. He had the flat top hair. He looked the same. Dent on the side of his head. And socks. No feet. Oh my God. Socks. No shoes. But he looked exactly like the Big Bopper. It was the Big Bopper. And they concluded that indeed it was the plane crash. It was the impact. And he was thrown from the plane. All three were. He had so many fractures. Aside from, I think, one of his hands with the fingers that weren't fractured, pretty much every bone in his body was fractured. There was no surviving that. So they got a new casket, and they reburied him. So it was put to rest, any rumors of anything else. Nothing. It was a plane crash. And it was particularly brutal and impact, and it's going to do it to a body, to someone who's alive. That many fractures, I don't think I have to explain it any more than I have, is going to, you're not going to survive that. So he was buried in a casket. The casket, his family put it up for sale, and they on eBay back in 2007. And I know some people were like, what? But they were like, well, it's a part of history. It's not where he is now. It's something people might want. Okay. All I know is where it is now. I think it's Hillsboro, Texas, which is in some museum near Waco. And I just drove through near Waco, but I did not stop because I've learned that they do not allow photographs or video of the casket when you're in there. And when I talked to them, yes, that's what I was told. And to me, it was, if I can't show you, the viewer, it's not worth it for me to go. You know what I mean? That's what I say about all my videos. If I can't get into a place, or if I get into a place but I can't film it, I'm not going in. Unless I need to tell the story and to have to explain it to you afterwards, unless it's very important. But something like that, I want to show you. But I'm not able to, so... yeah. The casket is still out there. It is at a roadside America sort of museum. But he's buried here now. Right here. And hopefully resting peacefully now. So it says, in loving memory, Giles P. Richardson Jr., the Big Bopper, October 24th, 1930, February 3rd, 1959. A lot of coins, shells. So they also moved his wife. This is his wife. Titi Noni, Adrienne J.R. Wenner. She was moved around the same time, but before. Because in preparation for her husband to be buried here. And I do not believe they exhumed or opened the casket. I'm not sure. Or changed caskets. I don't think so. I don't believe so. Just the Big Bopper. So that's a pretty odd story for the son to open and to be there. You've never seen your father before. And the first time you see him, he's been, 59, what's that, 41 plus 7, 48 years he's been buried underground. But, got to see him. Maybe some closure, and then also closure for the story. There we go. For the story of the plane crash, I should say. All right, I want to find roughly where he originally was, and then it's off to another part of possibly Texas or California. We've got Ritchie Valens and Buddy Holly to visit. Rest in peace, Big Bopper, Mr. Richardson. Rest in peace. Right near Big Bopper's grave. Holley Lane. So, the office is across the street. They're very nice. There is a service going on today. I spoke to some people inside, and I made sure the service hadn't started or anything like that. But this is the section right here, exactly where I thought when I drove in. It's called the Lily Pool section, and this is where the Big Bopper originally was. And I can see why they would move him to the back. It's right on the side of the road. Beautiful, beautiful area, but it's called the Lily Pool section. He was section 30, lot C, I believe it was. And some musician, Mr. Rodriguez, Humberto Rodriguez. So yeah, there's no headstone here anymore, they said. And they weren't sure exactly where. And could be section 30, lot C. They weren't sure. And I could have pressed, they gave me this map. Let me show you. It's getting a little windy. You are here, it says right down at the bottom there, and I'm right across the street right there. Hope you can see that. And then what you can do at cemeteries, they'll give you this map, then they'll give you a map of that section, then even closer, where it shows the lots. I could have done that, but like I said, there's a service about to start soon. They're busy. I'm not going to interrupt them and say, oh, can you get me the zoomed in map? Because all cemeteries will have them. They have to, because they need to be able to find where people are for family members that are coming and things like that for all these people that are here. So you can find exact locations from the cemetery office. But like I said, I knew he was near a lily pond section, and when I came in, I was and near the front, and when I came in, I just had a feeling. Let's figure out where we're going next. Wow. So we're on one side of Texas, and we got the other side of Texas, and we got California. The Big Bopper originally was here, and now, pan around. He's in the very back. Okay. See you at the next grave. All right, so here we are in Pacoima, California, in the San Fernando Valley. This is Ritchie Valens territory. So I've left Beaumont, Texas. I'm all the way in California now. Then I'm going back to Texas, to Lubbock, for the Buddy Holly part. And that's really far from Beaumont. It's about, I don't know, it's far. 8 hours roughly from Beaumont, I would say. Yeah, roughly. Houston to Dallas, Dallas over to Lubbock. It's far. So, but yeah, I'm filming all the Texas stuff at once. But here's where Ritchie Valens, well, let me tell you about it. Well, I'll tell you right now. Ritchie Valens had a few homes here in the valley, in San Fernando Valley. And this is the last home that he lived in. I believe he purchased it in 1958 for his mother with the royalties from Come On, Let's Go song. Now, he had a going away party here before the tour. And Donna Ludwig, who is still alive, O'Donna of O'Donna fame, she is still alive. A lot of people have written and asked me that. She lives in Sacramento, I believe. She was not allowed to attend the party. But after the plane crash, after Ritchie passed away, this is where the family gathered and where fans have gathered. There are a couple of other homes in the valley where Ritchie lived. I believe most of them are torn down, replaced with newer homes. This is the main home that people come to look at. Let me show you. And as soon as I got out of my car over at the second mural that you saw, I don't know what that noise is in the background, that honk, honk, honk noise. I heard chickens. And the chickens are here again. I heard chickens off in the distance, and I love that. I remember being here last time when I did a huge Ritchie Valens video, and that's why I'm not going into Same with like when I said that at Big Boppers, I'm not really just kind of focused on the graves and a few other things that I find. But I did a huge Ritchie Valens video. I'll put a link to that in the description where I went to school and things like that. But what I thought was, here we go, this is fun. What I thought was really cool was, I'm an animal lover. I thought it was really cool seeing chickens running around. And there are a lot in this area. And they have them in the front yard here. I'm not here. I think we just should wait and see this that's coming by, because this is just, oh, it's just a little cart. Okay. Well, you want to see it? It's a lot of hullabaloo for just me, but if you look just over here, you can see the chickens running around the yard. Oh, it's a little horn she's got. Well, obviously it was a horn. But this is Ritchie Valens' home that he purchased for his mother. It's very hard to see, and it looks exactly the same as it did like 4 or 5 years ago on here. But I love it. Look at the rooster. That's a rooster, isn't it? I'm not sure, but there are chickens running around, and I love the sound of chickens. And beautiful little area. I remember this so well. Wow. Let me just get you another shot of the house. There's one other location I want to go to, Honk, that's not too far from here that I didn't get to see last time. But here it is, Ritchie Valens. Listen to all the noises in this area. It's crazy. Beautiful, beautiful. Pacoima. I remember I had trouble pronouncing that last time, but it's Pacoima. I've since learned. It was a while ago. This is the home he bought for his mom. So fans still gather. If you put into Google Maps, it'll come up, Ritchie Valens' home. All right, buddy. See you in a bit. Well, I'll see you in a few years. I hope you're still here. All right, let's go. I'm going to show you another location before we go to Ritchie Valens' final resting place. So this is the location I really wanted to see. This is the church where Ritchie Valens' funeral was held. There was a visitation the night before on 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. in the morning was his funeral. And I'll show you a quick view of what it looks like inside. I should add that Roger, the pilot, that was him on the mural that you saw. The first mural I showed, where there was 4 men, Bopper, Ritchie, Buddy, and Roger. And Roger's grave is in Iowa. And it's not part of this video, but next time I'm in Iowa, I will definitely try to get to Roger's grave. And now we're going to visit Ritchie's final resting place, where I have been before. And like I said, because I was Texas, California was kind of where I was in this part of the year, and wasn't able to make it to Iowa this year. And I love Iowa. I think it's beautiful, and would love to pay my respects to Roger, and I will one day. All right, so here we are at San Fernando Mission Cemetery. I recognize that mausoleum from when I was here doing my full Ritchie Valens video. As I've been driving around this area, I noticed a lot of things having to do with Ritchie, and I believe I covered almost all of them on my last that last video. So like I said, there will be a description. It was hard not to stop at each and every one of them just to see them again. I remember pretty well. I'm pretty sure this is Ritchie's grave here. Just a few rows in off the side of the road right when you come in. Yes, it is. Here he is, buried next to his beloved mother, Concha Concepcion Reyes Valenzuela, beloved son and brother, Richard Steven Ritchie Valens. So it's got May 13th, 1941 to February 3rd, 1959. And for his mother, October 6th, 1915 to October 18th, 1987. And underneath it's got La Bamba for her. And Come On, Let's Go for Ritchie. The flowers are falling over here. And I had to move that again because it had fallen over. A little windy. His father's buried over at Holy Cross in Culver City. That's where John Candy is. I've been to that cemetery many times. And of course, his brother Bob, famously played by S.A. Morales in the movie La Bamba. He has passed away. His burial details are listed as unknown. There's Ritchie and his mom. There we go. All right, now, of course, I've already filmed this part, but for the sake of the video, we'll say back east to Texas, to West Texas, Lubbock, Texas, Buddy Holly. Beautiful cemetery, beautiful cemetery. This is, wow. Okay, let's go. I made it to Lubbock. It is rainy, it is cloudy, it is chilly, but this is the hometown of Buddy Holly. We're gonna go over to his grave in a moment. Just wanted to show you a couple of things. He had a couple of houses here. His parents did, his family did, here in Lubbock. A lot of them, his birthplace is gone. It's over on Avenue Q. There's a stadium there now. So the birth house is gone, where he lived when he was a baby. But this house he lived at in 1957. Extremely windy, wow. Right there. Big truck in the way, I'm sorry, but you can see it's a pretty cool house. His family was in the home construction business, so I believe that's why they had a few different houses. All right, so that's where he was living in 1957. When he passed away, he was actually living in New York. So let's go and check out another one of his homes. It's not too far from here. It's like literally 2 minutes away. That's another house I was able to track down. Buddy Holly lived here at one point. His family was in the house construction business. There's quite a few locations. More than one. That's another one right there. Buddy Holly lived there. So Buddy Holly had a band called the Crickets. Jerry Allison, Nicky Sullivan. This is where he met them, Lubbock High School. He graduated in 1955. So many places having to do with Buddy Holly in Lubbock. It's crazy. I love it. I love the history here. Beautiful school. I'm not sure what's going on there today, why it looks so dead, but I mean, it's a school day. But yeah, Buddy Holly went there. So did Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks. Look, there's nobody working even. This is a school day, but so I was a little weary of coming over here, but it's okay. It's on the National Registry of Historic Places. I think you can tell by the Well, you can't tell, but I think by looking at it, you can say, oh yeah, I can see why. That building's been around a long time. All right, let's go look at something else. I want to see the statue. All right, right across the street, right there, that's the Buddy Holly Center, I believe. Yeah, it's the Buddy Holly Center. But there's this statue I've always wanted to see. Here it is. There he is. Wow. Buddy and Maria Alina Holly Plaza. That's like a walk of fame. There's Jerry Allison. There's Nikki Sullivan. Waylon Jennings. Roy Orbison. There's just Buddy in the middle. The Crickets. Tanya Tucker. And here he is. Wow. So right across the street from the Buddy Holly Center. And looks really cool. I'd love to go in. Unfortunately, they don't allow photos or videos. So I don't want to break my rule. If I can't show you, I'm not going to go in. Because I want you to be able to see it with me. So here we are. There's a statue across the street. Buddy Holly Center. I am here on a Monday. It's not open on Mondays. But it's okay because I wasn't planning on going in anyway. I would love to one time. Hopefully they'll let me take some videos sometime. I understand why though. Let's see. Let's give you the history of Buddy Holly, telling us who he is. We know. You watched my previous video. Look at those. Those are some big glasses. Now this house was moved here to this location. This was Jerry Allison's house, the drummer. And this is the house where they wrote That'll Be the Day. That'll be the day. You know the song. Originally located at 22156 Street. Well, at the home in 1956, J.J. Allison, one of the original founding members of the Critics, penned the song That'll Be the Day. It was inspired by a line from the John Wayne movie The Searchers. Singled near the top of the Billboard charts in September 1957. Very cool. Did I read this as J.J. Allison? J.I. Allison. This is the home. But another song they wrote together was Peggy Sue. My Peggy Sue. You know that song. I just did a wonderful rendition of it. He wrote it with Norman Petty, J.I. Allison. And Buddy Holly actually has a songwriting credit on it. It was originally called Cindy Lou, but they changed it. Cindy Lou was Buddy's niece. But they changed it to Peggy Sue so that Mr. Allison could impress his girlfriend, Peggy Sue. And they got married. Then they divorced. 6 years later. Okay, let's go visit the final resting place of Buddy Holly. So here we are. Here's Buddy Holly right in front of me with his parents. Cars coming along. Makes it pretty easy to find when you got that there.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile.
Yeah, Patricia Holly caterer. That's Buddy Holly's sister right here. I just want to add that it is absolutely freezing cold in Lubbock, Texas today. Just to add that in, that in case my camera's freezing up raining, it seems to be acting a little odd. There's Buddy Holly right there. And all the Hollies here. Wow.
But something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
Made it to all 3 graves. Wow. February 3rd, 1959. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody, from Beaumont to California, back here to Lubbock, Texas. Day the music died. Thanks for watching, everybody. Rest in peace, Buddy Holly and all your family here. Big Bopper and your wife, Ritchie, your family, everyone. Thanks for watching. Roger Peterson, the pilot. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you all. Peace out.